This is Mike Gallagher from Wisconsin, who, if you need a, this is the guy who says he's in a border state, Canadian border, but whatever. Contributing to U.S. destruction with China, GOP rep. This is okay. So tell us about how he's selling us down the river with China. Here we go. Same fucking argument. We may bail on this because this is so stupid.
We want a dynamic trade relationship, but we want one that serves American workers and businesses and that's in our interest. And in order for that to happen, there have to be some changes.
Wait a minute. Why wasn't this clip played on Laura Ingraham's show? Clearly this flips the narrative on its head. This doesn't look like cockslobber. What in the world?
Because U.S. business, in many cases, patience is wearing thin. U.S. business needs to see some action taken to address these issues. Otherwise, they will deem it as just too risky. And as I said, uninvestable. What it is not.
And as I said, uninvestable. That's the second time, apparently, in that speech where she used the word uninvestable talking about the Chinese economy.
Is decoupling or looking to hold.
Yes, there was a Tom earlier. If you didn't see the Laura Ingraham clip, she was making cockslobber analogies.
Hold back the Chinese economy.
That was Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo wrapping.
Oh, it's Maria. How do you fuck up a math problem with Maria?
Up her 4-day trip to China yesterday, urging Beijing to take action in addressing the recent raids and fines on U.S. businesses. She also says decoupling from China is not our economic or national security goal in the United States. I spoke with former U.S. trade rep.
Yeah, why wouldn't you just admit to it and then have them overreact and make it harder for you to leave? I mean, this takes me back to those one moments where you're just like, okay, cool. I understand. You're the one with the gun, but whatever. I really have to piss. I'm not going anywhere. There's obviously, I can't fit through the window in the bathroom. Can I piss? Because I don't want to piss here and, DNA being what it is. You don't need that kind of trouble. It's the bathroom. I'm not going to do anything, whatever, but close the door out the window because I know it's already open.
Representative Bob Lighthizer about this yesterday, and here's where he came out on it. Watch.
We have to have a phased-in, clear policy of strategic decoupling. We have to disentangle our technology.
Yeah, we do have that. If you have all right, and Lighthizer's not stupid, and he's just a Republican, and he's selling, expertise on his end. If you have a phased in or a phased out, I suppose, decoupling plan, do you announce it? Do you, right? Do you announce even the segments of it? Do you go, okay, or do you pass bills like the CHIPS Act? And then you do the executive order on investment, right? And then you keep moving the goalpost until you're already out the fucking door. Or do you just wear a sign like, we're in the process of secretly decoupling, so try and steal as much of our shit right now anyways, because the party's over. Like, I don't know what the fuck. These are from the people who supported Donald Trump, and he's like, I'm not going to tell you what my military plan would be because I don't want them to know what I would do. Do you really have a plan? Not really, but it's better that they think my brain is a fucking bag of cats.
So the future technology is not dependent. Our defense industry is dependent on China. And the third part of strategic decoupling.
Okay. One second. Let's see. Let's go to here, and then we'll go this one, and There we go. And this one. And that guy. And this one. And I mean, fuck it. There's too many to, I mean, like, honestly, there's too many to even cover. This is from Defense Scoop. Biden issues executive order aimed at undermining Chinese military modernization by regulating U.S. investment in 3 critical technology areas. The Biden administration's moves to take on China. This is from Brownstein. The past decade has seen a pattern shift in how the U.S. views China, and our corresponding actions have changed U.S.-Sino relationships from competition to adversarial. The U.S. believes China has acted counter to global economic, political, and diplomatic norms, and the international community has taken notice on how the communist power has utilized its large military, vast technological advancements, and innovative, invasive surveillance operations to bully its neighbors and infringe on the human rights of citizens. The United States has taken direct action across multiple administrations and industry sectors to try and rein in its rival international superpower to varying degrees of impact. This is the single biggest impact so far. Fact sheet: executive order addressing the threat from securities investments into that finance certain companies of the People's Republic of China. This is from the White House. Biden administration revises and expands restrictions on U.S. persons' investment of in Chinese companies, releases new list of Chinese military companies under 2021 NDAA Section 1260H. So you can't invest in the companies that they've added, and they keep expanding it. Think of this as a sanctions list, not that different from the one against Russia, but instead of like purchasing or interaction, it's direct investment. Supply chain. Biden's chip battle with China picks up steam as allies buy in. Oh, wait, they didn't start this? I thought Beijing had something on Biden, and they were they had to drag him kicking and screaming. This wasn't Macron's idea. Continue with support. Get out of here. You've already reached your article. Anyways, you can see the title is on Biden supply chain strike force to target China on trade. By the way, Lighthizer knows all this stuff. Lighthizer is not a dumb guy. He's just selling. He wants to go harsher even than that because he's not in there, so he doesn't have to negotiate. If he was in there, anybody remember Lighthizer during the Trump administration? Anybody remember any of his speeches or any of his conversations? Genuinely, did you ever remember him being? Did you ever see him on Fox News? I've seen him a few times, but pretty minor. You know why? Because he was busy negotiating this shit and he knew to keep his fucking mouth shut at the time. Now he's not doing it, so now he's just an opinion wonk.
It has to be outgoing and ingoing investment. It can only...
Don't get it down. That's weird. Trade deficit with China down. That's weird. It's down? That's weird. It's down. Those red triangles. What are those, Maria?
Be in situation.
Look at what's the green triangle right over here? Look at this Dow at 35. I thought it was, I can't believe it, but I undersold Biden's stock market right now. I said 35 and change.
It's where it helps the United States. It's the capital markets, but it's also these individual investors.
Yeah.
We should have a clear policy where if they invest here, it's in our interest.
Joining me right now is Wisconsin Congressman. He is House Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party's Chairman, Mike Gallagher. Mr. Chairman, great to see you this morning. Thanks so much for being here.
Do you speak Chinese? Have you ever been to China? Do you know anything about this? Nope, never mind. I've got a Gadsden flag pillow duct taped to the wall behind me. That's all I need to know.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I was just reading your op-ed.
She's your mom?
And it is an important one, so I want to make sure to raise this right away because you write in the Washington Post, Americans are unwittingly financing the CCP. It has to stop. What?
Where was this during Trump? It is stopping, you dumb son of a bitch. It is stopping. All right. Do I have to go look if this motherfucker signed on to the CHIPS Act? Oy. Gonna make it. I'm gonna.
Walk us through how we're doing that.
Well, first, let me say that Ambassador Lighthizer is absolutely right. We need to strategically decouple. That was a bypass.
Okay, this is it. Americans are unwittingly financing. It has millions of Americans have become financial backers of the CCP without knowing it. Their savings are funding companies that build weapons for China's People's Liberation Army. Mike Gallagher, August 29th. All right, let's see it. Wrote it in the Washington Post. Let's give it a look. Let's give it a look-see. There's a nice quote in there. Americans are unwittingly financing the CCP. There we go. Oh, that's his. Shit. Where's the article on it? I don't want the frickin' frick. Okay, is. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at the picture they use. What a bunch of assholes. Hold on, I'll show you. There you go. Look at that. Fucking Ben Franklin with red and the. Getting aggravated. It's an aggravating kind of a Thursday. It just is. I'm okay. I'll be all right. Do you want your pension paying for China's aircraft carriers? Should your university's endowment be underwriting the Chinese Communist Party's genocide against the Uyghur people? Would you like your retirement savings to be powering the CCP's techno-totalitarian surveillance state? Then vote for Donald Trump 2024. I don't give a fuck who he praises as VP. He doesn't need a VP. I'll be it, but nobody cares. All right, no. These aren't hypothetical questions. Millions of Americans have become financial backers of the CCP without knowing it. Their savings are funding companies that build weapons, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this month, Biden administration took a first crack at the problem. Really? Really, this dude? She's bringing him on to talk about this, and it's a fucking... He has to go straight to the yeah, but, like, paragraph 2. Fucking hell. And a long-awaited executive order. Oh, yeah. Long-awaited because nobody... You know why he's saying long-awaited executive order? Because he waited the entirety of the Trump administration. The president directed the Treasury Department to issue rules restricting some U.S. investment in Chinese companies working on artificial intelligence, semiconductors, and quantum computing. It's a good first step, but it should not be the last. It's not going to be. Earlier this summer, alongside Rep. Raja Krishnamurti, Illinois, the ranking Democrat on the House Select Committee on the CCP, I began investigating major U.S. investment companies and venture capital firms for funding Chinese companies that the U.S. government blacklisted because of national security are troubling. Financial giants such as MSCI and BlackRock funnel U.S. money to companies that produce the CCP's military aircraft, its aircraft carriers, its aerospace technology, its artillery shells, and even its advanced nuclear technology. These firms are not alone. Investment in the problematic Chinese companies and rampant across Wall Street and Silicon Valley. Famously places, by the way, that were very Republican for a good long while, and then have slowed down or stopped their investment in these things as they've shifted blue, I think is the idea. We're quite literally funding our own potential destruction, and the executive order, while well-intentioned, won't stop it. It is up to Congress to erect strong, enduring guardrails around outbound investment in China. Then do it, motherfucker. He shouldn't have to do an executive order. You guys have a whole fucking committee and you're behind Joe Biden? I thought he was slow. Isn't he slow? If he's slow, but he's ahead of you, what does that make you? It's just... I'm fine. It's okay. I'm doing fine. All right.
Partisan agreement about a year and a half ago, but then the Biden administration decided that was too mean to China, so instead we're going to diversify or de-risk or whatever the latest D word is. But part of it, no matter where you fall on the decoupling versus de-risking, I think everybody should agree that we shouldn't be allowing American money to flow into Chinese military companies. And that's what's happening, primarily through passive investments, through ETF, through various indexes. Our investigation of BlackRock and MSCI revealed that American money is going to Chinese military companies that are building things like aircraft carriers.
Right. By the way, all free trade, all, stuff that Republicans normally push for and would file under none of your fucking business.
Fighter jets, artillery shells, advanced nuclear technology. Incredibly, this is not illegal, but it is in some meaningful sense suicidal because we're subsidizing our own destruction. We need to stop.
Then craft a bill and send it to the president's desk and stop bitching about the stuff that he's already done within the limits of his abilities as the president of the United States. Because I guarantee if he pushed his EO any further, the White House would get sued, the Republicans would look the other way as it fucking happened, and ultimately nothing would change. All of it would go down.
Stop the flow of U.S. capital to companies that are building things designed to kill Americans in a future conflict.
For the record, not us. They're designed to kill Africans and Taiwanese people and some people in Hong Kong, and then eventually Vietnam. It'll be a long time before they get around to us. I'm just saying.
Or maybe pointed at Americans right now in the Indo-Pacific.
Yeah, and we've been talking about this now for several years.
Yes, I recognize that none of what you say actually reflects current reality.
Because I've been pointing out the thrift fund, which, of course, is the 401k for government employees. How insane is it that government employees, including military, are actually, enabled?
Because they do an index fund. Something that you have. She's got an index fund. He might have, I don't know what his investments are, and he might have, because he's in office, he might have put it in a trust and let somebody else run it or whatever. She's got a fucking index fund. That means you get a little bit of everything. You're following the entire market. Ugh, good Lord.
To invest in Chinese military and in enlarging their military. Right now, they've got a larger Navy than the United States does.
It's gonna be. She says they're trying to kill me. That's what they know. I'm tired, and I drove back from L.A. and I was exhausted already, and they knew it. They know it. She knows it. Dogs know it. They're trying to upset me. This is February 2023. Here we go. Now, I'm going to show you an article. Understand that the Navy commander is always going to say we need more stuff. That's just true. America versus China. Who stands where? As U.S. Navy Secretary says it can't keep up with Beijing. China has overtaken the United States when it comes to the sheer size of its Navy. While the People's Liberation Army has around 340 ships, the U.S. Navy has under 300 ships. They have 340. We have 300. Just under. But experts say U.S. remains ahead in key metrics. Yes, we'll look at that. Shall we? The absolute... where's the... There it is. DW quoted Center for International Maritime Studies saying that the Chinese Navy in its entirety was under 2 million tons, while the U.S. was over 4.5 million tons. One reason is due to the U.S. having 11 aircraft carriers, more than the other top 5 nations combined. In this photo, the Xinhua News Agency colored smoke marked the launch of the 3rd aircraft carrier, christened Fujian, at a dry dock in Shanghai, where it sits to this day with a giant fucking crack in the top of it. I'm not kidding. They have 3. That's the 3rd one. It cracked when they lowered it into the water, so there's a crack across the center of it. And the second one that they have, both of them are former Soviet ones. They're the first 2. Both Soviet class ones that they bought or were gifted. And the second one they turned into a hotel. I'm not kidding. And then they recommissioned it from being a hotel. Yeah. PLA Navy, 340 vessels. U.S. Navy, 297. Pentagon wants 350 by 2045. PLA should have 420 by 2025 and 460 by 2030. But between 2014 and 2018, they launched more ships than Germany, India, Spain, UK combined. That's because Germany, India, Spain, and UK launched almost no ships because our ships protect their waters. Good Lord. Bretton Woods, anyone? Anyone? It's starting to stack. It really is. Don't get worried, kids. I'm very excited. I enjoy my job and I'm having a good time. But fuck these idiots.
But I want you to talk a little about this idea of
Hello, bullshit.
decoupling. How do you view this, Congressman, in terms of the risks to America?
Bullshit.
We know how dependent the U.S. is on China. We know all of those supply chains, that we actually have to rely on the Chinese Communist Party to get the underlying active ingredients for our prescription drugs. So decoupling.
No. All right, this is a zombie lie too. Hold on one second. I gotta shut my door so the big cats don't. No, we don't. No, we fucking do not. We need a new hello bullshit. Right. Hello, bullshit. No, we don't. We choose to get them from China because they're a lot cheaper. That's not the only place we can get them. We can get them from a bunch of other places. We can get them from India. We can get them from Europe. There's a lot of suppliers. There are a lot of places we can get all these underlying chemicals and these actual drugs. We get them from China because they're cheap. That's it. Because the manufacturing is cheap. That's it. It's like the rare earth minerals argument. Rare earth minerals are not all minerals, for one, and they're not particularly rare. The only thing is that a lot of them are produced when you make other shit, which is particularly toxic. And the only thing that's rare is places on Earth that are still okay with poisoning their people while they make lots of this stuff quickly.
What does that mean in terms of the risk, the threat to America, at least over the short term?
Right. And I will say, while she is completely and blatantly and ridiculously full of shit on this talking point, she does bring up something in this conversation where she just knifes the tires of her own argument right here. Because right now she's saying, we need all this stuff from them. We get all this stuff from them. We don't, but she believes this. We need to get all this stuff from them. So how do you decouple instantly if you need stuff from them? You either have to admit we don't, but getting it somewhere else is expensive, and that's all. Or you go, we need it now. We could get it somewhere else, but there will be a transition where we fucking have to move. And so we don't want to move too quickly where they recognize that we're pulling the rug out from under them and they react.
Well, imagine if we did find ourselves in a kinetic confrontation with China over, say, Taiwan. Let's say Xi Jinping tried to invade Taiwan.
Right. We would block the Strait of Malacca and a famine would hit China and kill half the population in under 90 days.
Well, the Chinese Communist Party could decide to cut off the export of advanced pharmaceutical ingredients.
Yeah, and we would get them from India. Like what? This motherfucker. Name one. Don't just say advanced pharmaceutical ingredients. Name one. And if this motherfucker says lactose,
as indeed they threatened to do at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic. So when Americans access to life-saving drugs,
they did that at the beginning. The beginning, you say. So they said that at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic. Okay. So they said that at the. So in the beginning, okay, I think this has got to be, let's see. Is this in here? So, 1 second.
The WHO willingly took China's assurances to face value, and they took it just at face value, and defended the actions of the Chinese government, even praising China for its so-called transparency. I don't think so.
Okay.
Right. I don't think so. And then, hold on, let me scoot forward on this because they're going to play this piece, right? Oh, go ahead, will you? That's his. There's his text. Hold on. I want to play the video of it, not the. I need the free video of him actually saying it. Hold on. Oh yeah, cutting people. I got to go to YouTube to get this, man. That's the only way we're gonna be able to do it, y'all. Come on now. Hit it. Okay. Let's see. Trump raises Xi China COVID 2020. Something like that. Right?
Mr. President, you mentioned the drop of spread in China coronavirus cases. Is the U.S. government considering evaluating?
Is China a world power?
Hi,
Not
Lei.
according to Chen Zhongming, the dean of Chongqing
Get back
University.
down. No.
Mr. President, you mentioned the drop of spread in China coronavirus cases. Is the U.S. government considering evaluating similar measures in the U.S. in case the situation gets
Some
worse?
measures, we've been in very close contact with China, including myself with President Xi. He very much wanted this to happen. He wanted this to get out and finished and be done. He's been working very, very hard, I can tell you that. And they're making a lot of progress in China. You probably saw Starbucks are now opened again. You probably saw that, as I mentioned, Tim just came out and he said Apple is back to normal in terms of production and their facilities in China. They've made a lot of progress.
And that's from the CCTV, by the way. That's a Chinese
Mr. President,
state
you mentioned
media
the drop of
site.
spread in China
Just saying.
coronavirus cases.
For the record.
Is the U.S. government?
There you go. Yeah, Tim Apple. That's who he was talking about. Where might Tim Apple go? I don't
They're
know.
going to be a country no more. I actually think it will not. It will be a country no more.
I agree. I think. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but anyway, so where were we? Oh, yes. Yeah, this dickhead. There you go. Like, I got so many open tabs with all these idiots. Yeah, sorry. So China was doing a great job. Early 2020, you say?
Is threatened, things are going to get very tricky very quickly. So strategic decoupling is in our interest in order to reduce the coercive economic leverage.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, CSL. Bless you. Bless you for this. One of our favorites. I don't know if this is one of the clips that when we found this the first time, when I was watching through this and I was like, you what now? This COVID documentary on Sky News Australia, God bless them for, trying to do all this to push back on this stuff. And they interviewed Trump and they got to this part of the thing. Now, there's a part in here. It's around here, I think. Let's go down to this part. Where is he? Trump over here. And they go to it's way down in here. Yeah. This one.
A bureaucratic kind of a guy, a very great promoter. I give him an A+ as a promoter and probably a C or a D as a doctor.
We now know from emails that have been released under the Freedom of Information Act that he was getting his advice from behind the scenes in email.
They're developed one way or the other. I just wanted to stop it. With them, certainly. And
was having discussions about whether this might have been genetically manipulated. Does that shock you?
Shocking.
Well, he was dealing with them, certainly, and my thing was a little bit different. I just wanted to stop it. Whether it developed one way or the other, I just wanted to stop it.
No, bad. Don't. I was saying words like that. No, loud noises.
But it's important to know where it came from. It's extremely important to know how it developed.
Fauci was dealing with them, and I guess they were even making payments for certain kinds of research. And I ended that too. I stopped that. When we found out about that, he was doing that during the Obama years. And when I found out about it, I said, can you imagine that the United States is making payments to a Chinese lab? So just
By the way, the payments we were making to the Chinese lab was for security. That's what he cut.
That on his face didn't make sense, but I stopped that.
The Obama administration did hit pause on gain-of-function research, though, and that was lifted under your watch.
What?
Why did you...
Ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-dum, ring, bonk. Ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-dum. That's one of my favorite moments.
Function research, though, and that Obama administration did hit pause on gain-of-function research, though, and that was lifted under your watch. Why did you allow the gain-of-function research to continue?
Well, I think probably people that worked for me looked at it and...
the best people.
At one point, they might have done that, but ultimately what we did was we shut it off. We shut the whole thing off, and we stopped making payments that were approved much earlier than our administration.
For security, not for research. You get that? We're clear, right? Obama administration stops gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab and anywhere in the world, by the way. The U.S. will not fund it anymore. And the funding that we will give to places is not for actual research, it's for security, to make sure that pathogens at these places, that they upgrade their systems so that these pathogens don't get out. And this motherfucker came into office, let people continue gain-of-function research, and then cut off the security financing, the funding, to make sure these pathogens don't get in the wind. Sorry, but please, asshole, tell me about how something Biden is something China. We're doing something for China.
Do you
this asshat? Oh, I love that.
TCP could wield.
I love that clip. I love that. And Texas Paul's going to be on tomorrow morning. Excellent. And then Boston Brian's going to join us in the bottom half of the first hour, the half-hour point in the first hour of our first hour on the radio on Saturday. If that's cool with everybody, that'd be really fun. It's cool. Right.
In order to bring us to our knees. Now, it has to be selective. We have to identify the areas where clearly we can't afford to be dependent on China. We're going to have some economic relationship going forward. But
right. Yes, that's exactly that's what's happening, fuckhead. This is another thing, like Republicans just wanting credit for what Dems have already done. This is the Chinese economic diplomacy version of this asshole showing up at a ribbon cutting for an infrastructure project he voted against.
That's why it's imperative. And I just would say to the business community, which really resists this idea, in addition to being more,
business community, big Democrats across the board,
morally reprehensible, some of these investments in China have just been terrible investments. If you look at just the last 5 years, the S&P 500 has soared 78%, but BlackRock's FXI ETF, which invests in some of these large cap Chinese companies, is down 30% in that same time period, even as Chinese GDP supposedly doubled. So where did the money go? Why did it evaporate? We just need to look at the risks, honestly assess the risks.
You mean like de-risk? Like use a phrase like de-risk? I mean, like the Obama administration, the Biden administration is using de-risk, like they're saying, fuck, this is so fucking lame. Good Lord, man. Just congratulate the Biden administration and say, I have some strategic ideas because I'm a Republican that are different from how they would do it. And I would do this a little, I do more of this than you know what I mean? Like, this dude just wants to be a dick. That's it.
Of doing business in China in addition to strategically decoupling.
It's such a great point, really important.
What do you mean it's such a great point? It's exactly what the Biden administration is saying, you tit. Good Lord. He is quoting verbatim the clips that Laura Ingraham was showing of our economic team. Good fuck, what the shit? Strategic decoupling sounds like my divorce. It sounds like what eagles do when they're done fucking.
BlackRock get this? Why is
Does BlackRock get this? Does Wall Street get this? Does like all these people that I normally like love to be I need to get really close to and like hang out with at these fucking New York parties. Did they get this? Did they get this? Who gives a fuck? The Biden administration is writing executive orders that limit their investment, period, end of story. The Congress can go further. They have to do it. And they can't lay it at the feet of Biden because we don't have a supreme executive. We have co-equal branches. Get off your ass and stop blaming Biden for doing something that you haven't done yet. Good Lord.
BlackRock continuing to double down on investing in China?
They're not.
Well, we're hoping to get a fulsome response to the letter that we sent them. And
by the way, that's their stock price, not the amount of money they have invested in China.
MSCI and see their point of view. What I don't understand.
I'm sorry, you want to what? You want to see their point of view? What I told you, Luke, was true from a certain point of view. From a certain point of view? Shut the fuck up, R2.
That we sent them an MSCI and see their point of view. What I don't understand is why you would have companies in various indexes that are on a government blacklist. I mean, that should just be an easy no-brainer. Even if we disagree about the broader issues of decoupling, don't have a Chinese military company or anything related to the Chinese military in one of your indexes. That should just be an easy.
Well, no, it isn't easy. The military, absolutely. But everything in China is related. Every technological, anything materially will either be funding the government there because they split the companies 50-50, and so they will take some of the money and use it for the military, or it directly is how they steal technology, or they support it through, large computer companies and that kind of shit who do stuff over there, and with the partnership you have to have with the Chinese government. No, it's not easy. It's fucking complicated. This is, I would argue, this is the Republican version of the stroke of the pen fallacy. It's fucking easy. You just don't give any money to the fucking, I don't know what the problem is. Hey, I gotta tell you, don't give money to the fucking Chinese government. They own half of every fucking company, dummy. Any company that makes even rudimentary chips for toys is gonna be linked to the military somehow. Mattel's investment in its own factory benefits the Chinese military. And I would say that it's not fair. The PLA, the People's Liberation Army, is not the Chinese military. It is the army of the Chinese Communist Party. The Chinese Communist Party has its own private army. That's what the PLA is. It is not the Chinese army. Well, America has an American army. The UK has the British Army and Navy and all that shit. France has its army and Navy. They represent, their soldiers swear an oath to the Constitution to protect and defend the country. The PLA does not. It protects the party. It's a very distinct difference, which is why the PLA can be used to patrol the streets in the country, because they do not represent the people of the country. They represent the party in power.
Easy area where we can clean up our system right now.
But doesn't this start from the top? This starts with the Biden administration. I mean,
It did start with the Biden administration, you dumbass. He wrote an executive order, one that Trump could have written but didn't.
I put this to Jamie Dimon a couple of years ago, the CEO and chairman of JP Morgan. And I said to him, why, you're Jamie Dimon. You should not, you're making a statement by investing and doubling down in China. And he said, look, Maria, we're going to follow the law. The law is the law.
No, get the fuck out of here. The law is the law. Look, legally, you have to be able to, if I provoke somebody, threaten them, tell them I'm there to kill them and all that kind of stuff, and then as they draw, I shoot them dead. Technically, I defended myself as long as there's nobody else around, and I shoot them 3 times and they're dead. So I'm just following the law, which is no witness, no foul. Is effectively the law. Like, it's my word against a reasonable doubt. The law is reasonable doubt. So if I can kill somebody and there's reasonable doubt, I'm just following the law. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, I am the law.
If we are allowed to invest and try to sell our wares to 1.4 billion people, we're going to do it. So doesn't this start at the top? And yet you have Gina Raimondo over there at the podium in Beijing saying, things have got to change. I'm sure the Chinese are shaking in their boots after that speech. In the meantime, Meta.
What the fuck is the difference between what she said and what you guys have been saying? Literally, they have both been saying the same fucking thing. This asshole just even said, we're going to have to sit down with BlackRock and MSCI and see, what their particular needs are. What?
Just announced it shut down what's being called the largest known online covert influence operation in the world. Meta announced it removed more than 7,700 Facebook and Instagram accounts linked to Chinese law enforcement. The campaign was aimed at advancing China's...
Right. And the FBI and the CIA helped them. But you guys don't want the FBI to actually talk to them. They also stopped a bunch of human trafficking on there as well. And they stopped fentanyl sales on Snapchat, getting to children. The FBI helped Snapchat with that as well. But you motherfuckers want to pass a law that says they can't even talk to social media. Because we're all supposed to just put on our naivete hat and clutch our fucking pearls and go, oh my God, if the FBI, what if they read my DMs? They need a warrant to read your fucking DMs, dum-dum. But they're not interested in you. They don't give a shit. Unless you've got a kid in your fucking basement that isn't yours and they're not, gaming or something. I don't know what your kid does in your basement, but you know what I mean.
Interest, discrediting adversaries. This operation impacted more than 50 apps dating back to 2019, Congressman.
Do you anybody remember who was president in 2019? So wait, let me get this straight. So it started in 2019 when Trump was making a deal with China. He was making a bunch of deals with China, and they just did this huge. It was a huge operation. It dates back to at least 2019. I see. And then so Trump was president when it started and as it ramped up. And then who's president when it ended? Does anybody know? I need a fucking calendar.
So how come we're not seeing any response from the administration? Does this not start at the top?
The top of what? Okay, hold on one second. Now, I just have my little show here. It's How Sparks Make a Worldwide. Thank you for being here and spending your time with me. I adore you, and I appreciate it more than you know. And Carl and Joyce, it was lovely to have you at the Flapper Show. And Lisa, Mia Moore, it was lovely to see you as well at the show. It's just so good to see the folks out in the real world doing shows. Just want to say that. But I appreciate you. Just like, subscribe, while you're hanging out. If I may. I think that'll probably do it. Let's see if the Biden administration, going back to old U.S. strategy, hold on. It's the Jonathan Ward says, Biden administration going back. What the fuck is that? Like ad on here. Oh my God, it's Maria. I don't need you on there, weirdo. This is what they're talking about. This is the story that they're talking about, if I may. Let me go over to here real quick. This Meta's biggest single takedown removes Chinese influence campaign. The campaign began at least 4 years ago and spanned thousands of accounts on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Shitter, Substack, and Chinese websites. Meta said anywhere basically Matt Taibbi was. It removed 7,704 Facebook accounts, 954 Facebook pages, 15. By the way, hi Facebook people. Facebook people in the chat who are Facebooky people. Hi, are you there, Facebook people? If you're there, send some stars. Let me know you're there. Let them know you're there. Hello. Thank you. Hi. On February 27th, an article claiming the United States is behind the bombing of the Nord Stream underwater pipeline in the Baltic Sea was published on the Substack and Blogspot blogging platforms within 24 hours. The article and other versions of it had been posted on more websites, including an article. It's weird, just an article. Really? Which article would that fucking be? Gee, couldn't possibly be suspicion multiplies Nord Stream sabotage remains unsolved. That's the article. Okay, unsolved. Lovely. Within 24 hours, the article and other versions of it have been posted to more websites, including Reddit, Medium, Tumblr, Facebook, YouTube. Translations into Greek, German, Russian, Italian, Turkish began appearing online. The posts were part of a Chinese influence campaign that stands out as the largest such operation to date. Researchers at Meta said in a report on Tuesday, the effort, which the company said it started with Chinese law enforcement, was discovered in 2019, was aimed at had started with Chinese law enforcement and was discovered in 2019. So it was discovered in 2019, and no one did anything about it until the Biden administration was in charge. And it was previous to that, it was up and running. And that during the entire time that Trump was praising China and all that kind of weird. Okay, this is the biggest single takedown of a single network ever conducted, said Ben Nimmo, who has been found, by the way. Dory, he's been found. He's been found. Don't worry. Yes, he's been found. Who heads Meta security team that looks at global threats. When you put it together with all the activity we took down across the internet, we concluded it's the largest covert campaign that we know of today. And he did it all from his from one of the desks at IKEA that you get if you sit down. You know, they're usually not plugged in, but they are. And good on him for using the actual display port on his computer. Let's see. The Chinese campaign struggled to reach and attract attention. Some posts were riddled with spelling errors and poor grammar, while others were incongruent, such as random links under Quora articles people could see, blah, blah, blah. Yet the operation was being disclosed as at a delicate time in the relationship between the United States and China. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo is in China this week to talk with government officials. The influence operation was the 7th from China that Meta has removed in the last 6 years. 4 of them were found in the last year. Weird that it picked up when Biden got in office. Said the company, which has published details of the new operation as part of a quarterly report. The effort appeared to be to learn and mimic Russian-style influence operations. And let's see, the big accounts frequently posted identical messages on different social media. Yeah, we know this. It was as if they copied them from a numbered list and forgot to proofread before they posted. Yeah, because they can't. In one instance, the operation published a 66-page research paper falsely claiming that COVID had started in the United States. It appeared on the website Zenodo, an online repository for research and academics to upload papers, YouTube, and Vimeo videos, then promoted the research paper along with posts on blogging platforms, including LiveJournal, Tumblr, blah, blah, blah. In June 2020, the network began posting English-language videos on YouTube and TikTok that highlighted racial disparities in the United States in an apparent effort to inflame divisions. Some of those videos went viral. This is kids, I've told you many, many times. This is why we don't chase videos and articles or get allow our empathy to get weaponized against us. You're a good person, and the fact that you care is a good thing, and that means you don't let someone else borrow the talent that you have, the emotional talent that you have, and use it against you. Ever. Just throwing that out there because I like you. All right, back to Maria being full of shit.
It does, but Biden is trying to revive diplomatic and economic engagement with China as the core pillar of his strategy, despite this approach having failed for over 2 decades. Perhaps.
Okay, first of all, no, not as the core pillar. How define core pillar?
It's an effort just to cool temperatures going into the election. He doesn't want to see any economic downturn, or certainly doesn't. They're constantly afraid of provoking the Chinese Communist Party, forgetting that Marxist-Lenin.
What? The fuck? Are you out of your mind? Afraid of provoking the Chinese government? Okay. Let's see. How about this? Let me see if I can find a news story. Yeah, here you go. This is a good way. Sorry. Oh, fuck you, Reuters, weirdo. I could take his time bring him to work. Biden should control the. Yeah, here you go. So again, the story is they're afraid that they're gonna piss off China, right? That's the idea. They're afraid to do anything that will piss off China. Biden's chip controls may force Chinese Americans working in China's semiconductor firms to choose between their citizenship or their job. One term in the Biden administration's new controls on semiconductor sales to China would ensnare hundreds of Chinese American tech executives working for the country's tech companies and perhaps force them to choose between their citizenship or their job. It happened. That happened. All those people on a particular day, year ago this month, had to choose between working there and still staying or staying a U.S. citizen, and they dropped what they were doing, and at midnight they couldn't work at that place, and they moved back home. They moved back to the United States. By the way, there's no way this guy and Maria Bartiromo don't know this, so they're both being This is what you call fake news.
Regimes view concessions like this as appeasement and actually get more aggressive, and we need to maintain the economic and diplomatic and conventional military pressure on them. One point on the
conventional military pressure. So what do we do? Park nuclear subs off their coast? Within, do some exercises in the waters with our nuclear subs that are armed with nuclear warheads within shooting distance of Beijing, just to let them know we're serious. This dude should fuck Laura Ingraham. They're both ginning for all the shit about Biden starting World War III. These motherfuckers.
Meta story. So this is what the Chinese were trying to do via Meta, but imagine the influence that they already have via a CCP-controlled app like TikTok. This should open our eyes to the danger of allowing TikTok to become even more dominant, perhaps the most dominant media platform in the country. And I know...
Well, no, it's kind of on a fade. It's not doing as well, thank God. But largely because people know that eventually it's going to be banned. It does not honor the rules and laws around user data in the United States that we have. The European unions are way harder than ours are, but as loose as ours are, TikTok and ByteDance, the company that owns it, violate those all the time.
Certain legislators are afraid to do anything on this issue.
Certain legislators? Name some. You mean your Republican colleagues?
But we have to step up on both these issues. We have to put controls and guardrails on U.S. capital going to China, as well as figure out how to prevent TikTok, a CCP-controlled app.
You guys have the House. Republicans have the House. By a hair's breadth, write some fucking legislation. It'll be bipartisan. Now, you'll get more Democratic votes than you will get Republicans, though, ultimately on it. Because there's a bunch of them that'll just hold out because Dems are voting for it. So the Freedom Caucus is fucking out. You don't need all of them. You just need another 20 votes or so. And you could pull it off. And the Senate will pass it right through as long as it's written, with something a little more sophisticated than crayons and hammers and your own frozen turd.
From becoming the dominant media company in America.
What?
TikTok is not going to become the dominant media company in America. Ugh.
Was the recent executive order too narrow? Because the Biden administration tries to act like it's doing something, but everyone I've spoken with said that executive order recently limiting some investments in tech doesn't go far enough. It doesn't start for a whole year, and it's ineffective. Why?
Why? Well, because there are legal limits, both in the budgetary cycle and in what the president can do. Can you imagine a situation, Maria? Imagine a situation where the United States of America has a president who, with the stroke of a pen, can determine where companies can invest in the world. They just decide, one day, talk about graft. Talk about, like, if Trump had the ability to do that without having to pass it through Congress or have it, ratified or be able to fit any kind of, like, any of the structured treaties or trade deals we had before under the law of those things. If he could just write up a brand new one and went, no, we're not giving any money to Qatar anymore. Like, Qatar isn't getting any funds. Whatever. Nobody can invest in Qatar anymore. Why? Because I want the Saudis to buy the LIV. I want to go into partnership with the Saudis, and the Qataris are always taking, they're financially doing better. So I just want, I thought I'd help my buddies out in Saudi Arabia by just with a stroke of a pen deciding they're the bad guys now and nobody can invest with them. Can you imagine? That's Putin level horseshit. And that's what she's asking for.
It has at least two problems, Maria. One is it puts Treasury in the lead with a lot of off-ramps and exceptions. And as you know, Treasury is historically and famously dovish on China. So that doesn't give a lot of confidence.
Hold on. Historically and famously dovish? Motherfucker, the entire system has changed. There is no return on investment anymore. Treasury was dovish because Americans and American companies, but also individuals, were making money hand over fist investing in China. It was a huge boom. They all went there. They're dovish about it because it would have fucking kicked food out of Americans' mouths. Because, again, the trade deficit is about wholesale items. God damn this.
It's the second thing is it tackles only active private investments. So venture capital, private equity, that's about 17% of the total problem. The overwhelming majority.
Right. He can't do the rest. Go write up a fucking bill, dummy.
majority of this is public investment or passive investment. So if you don't address that issue, you're really not solving the problem. And that's
He can't. And if he could, it would fuck our entire country. That's right, CSL. We would become a banana republic. That's how you become a banana republic. You give the president the ability to literally decide who can invest where and with what money by personal fiat.
That's what we need to address via legislation that will last beyond this administration. We in Congress need to step up and legislate a lasting solution.
Right. And while you're at it, shut the fuck up. Stop blaming the Biden administration for doing shit you can't do yourself. I'll tell you what. Come back, Mike Gallagher of Wisconsin, if that is your real name. Come back when you have a bill that addresses all these things, that you have the votes for, that a Democrat is either, I can't imagine why they would stop it in the Senate, but, you can bitch about it then, or Biden vetoes it.
To this issue so that we don't continue to subsidize our own destruction.
And you are stepping up, and we appreciate your leadership, Congressman. Thanks so much.
We want
How the fuck is that? How is he? He's not stepping up. It's like he's stepping up like this. It's his fault. That's not stepping up. Everybody who thinks they have a solution and a great idea, take one step forward. Not so fast, Gallagher. Stepping flat, right.